Oh, Jesus.
We're live.
We live? Live and direct right here. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in tuned. We want to welcome you all, by the way. You are in tune to the Something You Might Not Never Know Nothing About podcast, where we talk about things that you might not never know nothing about, my beloveds. See, we got the setup moving to another level now. You know what I mean? We've switched the room around. Shout out to Dan DNA, my co-host in the building. So we need to get some clap samples.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that type of, yeah.
Yeah,
I can introduce people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to do it professional, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we're here right about now. Something you might not never know nothing about. That's right, a gun salute. At least get something in, you know what I mean? Let's keep it thuggy. Shout out to UK Drill. Oh, we got UK Drill in the building. Shout out to my big bro, Monday, in the building. Yes. DNA Mods. Yeah, Alex. Shout out to Alex. What's going on there? DNA Mod said, do you reckon you can... Oh, you're able to get Figment. Jeez, that's a name that I ain't heard in years. Figment, man. That's like taking it back, boy. UK hip-hop back, you know. It's funny because I was talking to someone about Kung Fu. It's crazy how that whole era was like, you know, it was our world, innit? It was a whole different world. There's a bunch of like different artists and characters that we knew of, but outside of that world, people had no clue what's going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's complete. It's a complete scene of like clothing, club, record shops,
fashion, you're
labels.
Right, you're right. Yeah, record labels.
Let's not talk about. We've already done the labels one.
Jeez, but no, man, it's amazing though to think about like how much was accomplished by different people. You know, like I remember doing. There's certain. Was it Deadbeat? Was it Deadbeat Festival? There was a festival that used to be just like it was. I think they used to have drum and bass and kind of rave stuff and all that, but then they had like a hip hop tent, I should say, like a hip hop stage. I'm pretty sure it was Deadbeat. But somebody, if anyone out there, anyone in the chat might know. Shout out to Nice One, JM. Yes, big up, brother. Yeah, see, I was trying to guess his accent. I was like, yeah, he's West Country. I can hear a bit of West Country in there, you know what I mean, down south there. I don't know if I pulled that off really. But yeah, man, there's so much that went on back then, man. Like, especially that Kung Fu era, when I look back on it, you know, like, obviously it's quite a blur. Shout out to Charlie and Leo, man, the promoters of that event. Shout out to Sarah Love, Harry Love, Solo One, you know what I mean? He used to make sure that all, you know, the place was decorated in a certain way. So you come in and you enter this world now, you know. When it really started blowing up, after we started in WKD, but then when it really started blowing up, when we moved to the Underworld, because WKD couldn't hold enough, you know, it was packed all the time. And it was wicked because it was on a Tuesday. I believe it was like a Tuesday night once a month.
Yeah, Tuesdays, yeah.
Yeah. And
weird night, but always worked.
Yeah, weird night, for real. Tuesday night, I was like, what? But people would come out, man, because they want to, you know? And the beautiful thing was, when it first happened, so Leo and Charlie obviously had the idea, and they knew Sarah. I think they went to school or something together, or they knew each other. And then, so they had the idea to put on an event. But I think it was kind of jungle was involved or whatever. There was kind of drum and bass or something was involved with it. So he was a few different DJs. But then Harry was asked to do it as well by Sarah. And then he was like, yo, you should get Mice to host it. So I don't think they even were, you know, thinking of getting a host. But he was like, yo, you should get him to do it. You should get him to do it. And it's funny, man, but I'm going to try and get hold of one of the guys so we can chat to them. But I remember the first time, you know, with the hosting thing, it works when there are people there. But the first event, I'm pretty sure it's just the first one, but the first couple events, it probably wasn't as packed as, you know, you'd want it to be for there to be a vibe and all that. And so there's not much to say, innit? Well, you're on the mic. What are you going to really be saying to people that aren't really there? You know, there's just a few people probably chatting to each other anyway. you know, as opposed to like
Yeah.
trying to hit. So I wasn't really, you know, I didn't get to show off what I could do. And so I remember that night, them that were like, you know, the promoters were like, yeah,
Don't know if we need a
host.
host.
We need a host, boy. And then, yeah, boy, the tables turned, man. It was just like, it turned into this thing of, Mice, can you come out? Can you come out? So that it was like the crowd would come out once I get on the mic. Yo, what you lot saying? And then people, it's like, yeah, okay, the night's starting.
That's when it
now.
starts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was mad, boy. Madness. But yeah, good times, man. What's going on, DJ Lock? Evening, in the building. Yeah, Kung Fu DVD, quality time capsule of great UK hip-hop. You're right, man. JM's right about that. Definitely. It's an era that, like, I don't even know if we'll ever, you know, I don't think we can get back to that anyway, but, man, the things that happened during that, you know, and we have, like, some people come through that you wouldn't even expect, apart from even the US side. You know, from like Ghostface, Raekwon, and, you know, J. Rude, The Damager, or, you know, it was also like Miss Dynamite came through, Kano, and people like that. So it was a proper mixture of, you know, the elements. Yeah, it was fun, man. Fun times, boy.
So who was booking all of the US artists? How were they sort of finding out about it, and what was the...
Well, for you know, they got to a point where Kung Fu, the event, had such a name that there were artists that would get in touch with the guys about coming to perform there.
Right.
And then also you had like there were a lot more agencies that were touring, you know, different artists
Looking for venues.
Yeah,
anyway,
looking for So yeah, man, and then even getting to showcase the UK talent, you know, like the artists that we had come through, and sort of the legendary nights that went on, you know, where people don't even want to leave, or where after there's people just wasted, just like crawling, trying to, you know, security kicking them up their ass, trying to get out, like, oh, come on, get out of here, mate, you know, man, legendary, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good times, man.
Tuesday night, like you say, it's an odd night to have something like, but the fact that people were there meant that it was wanted.
It was wanted, man. Yeah.
And that was like the switch as well from the sort of the spiritual home of UK hip hop being West London to being Northwest London.
Yeah,
like that was the switch. Really, was when it sort of. You know, then you started getting a lot more Northwest London influence in UK hip hop, whereas before it was all sort of
that's interesting,
Subterranea
man.
used to be the place for artists to come through. You know, whether it was Eminem or Wu-Tang or whoever it is.
Yeah, man. Like I think Big L performed there. Yeah. I remember seeing Gravediggers there. Styles P. I'm pretty sure Tribe had played there. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's another spot. I heard it might be coming back, man. I heard Subterranean might be. I think, you know, before the lockdown and whatnot, there was rumours, but then now things have, you know, moved on a bit more. So
it's become a lot more expensive in that area as well now. So
yeah,
probably trying to open up a venue again in that sort of area. You might get the NIMBY, you know, not in my backyard types.
Notting Hill.
Yeah.
This is not in my backyard.
This
is Notting Hill, actually. Yeah,
Carruthers. Exactly, yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm Carruthers. I got the Jaguar. I just parked outside. So, yeah, I'll wait for you. Just jump in the Jaguar. Get chopped down.
Jaguar. Yeah, so I think, yeah, you might struggle to get that sort of venue started over.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
Mau Mau classical
was
music
Mau Mau
or ballet, maybe you'd be all right. But
yeah, I see where you're going, boy. That's true. That's very true. But we'll see, man. But yeah, man, that's a spot. Subterranean, a lot of things have gone down there as well, man. There's been some legendary nights there as well. Jeez, it's crazy to think of how much, like, even places like when I think about Scala,
yeah,
like Scala, man. And I just wonder what's going on with them now. Like, you've been
Yeah.
locked off for like a year and a half or whatever.
Mm.
That's hardcore, man.
And Scala had the sound system as well. That was and then the forum. There was I saw who started putting shows on at the forum. That became a venue for
a lot of events.
Who did I see there? I think
I've seen quite a few people in forum, boy.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like there was some kind of Wu-Tang thing going on at the forum, but no members, or maybe like 3 members turned up.
Yeah,
or
that was the
something.
Did you go to that one?
I did, yeah. But I didn't get in. No, I didn't get in. It was all
Oh, you
sold
didn't get
out,
in?
no.
Boy, people felt jacked, man. They came out there like, fuck, man.
I think I got there, and then people were like, "Oh, there's only three people."
Yeah,
and
from
then I was
the
like,
actual.
"Oh, I'm glad I didn't get in."
Woo, that's hardcore, man.
Yeah.
You know, the excitement of like you're gonna go
Yeah.
see Wu-Tang and that. Right.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Go and see the first line of the W rather than the full W.
People just holding up one hand instead of yeah, it's half a wing, boy. You lot maybe come out for this shit. You know, like, you got how many verses as well. Boy. Yeah, shit happens, man. You know, I think it's kind of, it is a bit sad that can happen, you know, with things being booked that way. There's, you know, like there are events where people didn't turn up and, oh man. I remember hearing about the, that's another guy I should hit up, 279, because we got the Metrofest coming up. But I remember hearing about the Busta Rhymes event that happened in Camden Palais, is it Camden Palais? I might be wrong, but where he didn't turn up. And I think it was 279 had to go out there and let everyone, you know, let the whole crowd know. And then it just apparently kind of got a bit wild.
Yeah, I think I
after
remember
that.
Yeah.
Jeez, why imagine that, man?
Yeah.
What?
Disappointed people.
Yeah.
Come out for.
And you know, this is like mid-90s sort of thing, so there's a lot more freedom, boy. You know, people, man, are like going in, they're getting away with, there ain't no
break
cameras.
all the posts. Feel free to break everything outside.
Yeah, take that till if you want, if it's not screwed down, even if it is. You know what I mean? After security, boy. That's how they're going on back then. So oof, you know. So it could be worse, you know. When you think about that Wu-Tang thing, I think it was messed up and that was bad, but I'd already heard beforehand. So I'm sure a lot of people did kind of, they must have, because the word kind of got out that it weren't going to be. I'm just thinking. They said it was going to be you, God, Master Killer, and joke. I don't know who it was, but I think Raekwon was there. I think. You know, so it can't, you know what I mean? It's tricky though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're trying to get all of them in one spot. There's movies have been made about that shit, bro. To try and do that. You're asking a lot, bruh. You're asking a lot still. Wow, Locke said he saw James Brown at the Forum just before he passed. Yeah, I think that might have been around, was it? There's a time I saw him in, what's the park next to Finsbury Park? Is it called Finsbury Park? The one where you come out. I'm not sure if it's called Finsbury Park, but
Finsbury Park.
in there was an event, and it was like the Raucous tent. So Raucous Records, you know, back when it was booming? Yeah. And had a bunch of people perform there. Like Estelle was there. I'm pretty sure Ty was there. Rest in peace. I feel like Twang was there and Fallacy and that as well. And then I performed as well. And then like Kweli, I think Farrah Munch, and like a few Raucous Records artists. But then also on the other stage, they had James Brown was performing. Yeah, so he was of age then, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I watched it, but I could, you know, it did feel a bit like, I got there too late. Man. Like,
too late. Maybe like 20
20
years. Yeah.
I wanted to do the splits, you know what I mean? And it happens, man, but you can still enjoy the music. I guess.
And the band, that's it. Yeah, you can say he's always going to have a good band with him, isn't he? Not going to bring a bad drummer along or something. You can't. You can always watch the drummer. If there's a band there and you don't know anything about music, so people who are into guitars might watch the guitarist, or but if you don't know anything about music, you either listen to the lyrics or you watch the drummer, because the drummer's got something sort of like
he's animated,
primal about him that
he's
you're
animated.
just like even if all you're impressed at is the fact that like somebody is doing things with all four of their limbs at once for like 4 minutes at a time. Yeah,
they do that.
Yeah, that's it.
You
A
look
good
at
one
them and
does.
they go,
A good one does that. Yeah.
They always smile at you like,
Yeah.
Fuck. And you're like, is he happy?
I think of it as like driving a steam train. Is that if you know drummers, they eat bananas before they go on stage.
So they can
They just know they need
energy,
that bit of energy.
Carbs.
Because you're doing like 4 minutes of like moving every limb at once, whereas everyone else is just sort of standing there. The drummer's like analog compared to everyone else is like electronic, and they're all plugged into something, whereas the drummer's just like beating actual skins over wood or metal frames, you know. So he's very analog. He's got some sticks and he's hitting something.
Yeah, okay,
it's
I
like
see
sweat
where you're
coming
going.
off of him
Yeah.
and all that. So I think people are impressed. I think people were impressed with that. So
yeah, but also just the drumming itself, man. Like, bruv, to keep the rhythm, to keep the tempo, and be able to hit all these things in that.
You're the backbone of the whole song.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So James Brown wouldn't have brought a bad drummer, especially when doing
you're right.
funky drums.
But he was hardcore in it as well. He was hardcore with the whole, you know, like he's doing the song, and then apparently he would turn around, he'd be like, "That's 5," you know, or he'd throw like 5 fingers up, like one hand up in the air to the guitarist or whatever, and then later on he might do it again with 2 fingers or whatever, and that's basically saying, "Oh, you'll ducked $5."
Yeah, isn't the I got you
$2?
I got you. Ain't that like as in like?
Oh, that's when he says that.
Yeah,
that's,
I've got you. That's like I've got you.
Right, like, I heard that.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is.
Man.
Yeah.
Imagine you had a boss like that, boy. He's just on your case. Anything you're doing, boy, right, stop buttoning up stop fidgeting. Yeah. Like just on you.
All the time.
You know that you daydream. Sometimes you get a little 2 minutes where you can stop.
What are you not thinking about?
What are you not thinking about? What are you not working out? You're still here. You're still on your time. Remember that. Come on. Keep working.
The nice one, JM, got my Metro Fest ticket.
Ooh, we coming Metro Fest. You're not playing around, boy. Yeah, man. It's going to be big. Catch me and DJ Lock down there alongside some legendary performers, man. Blackstreet. Woo! It's going to be fun, man. And, you know, like it's starting to really feel like people want to go out. Like, yo, when I get to rave, I'm going in.
Yeah.
It's like a weekend.
Whistle, take the whistle, the dummy.
Yeah.
Vicks Vapor Rub.
The gum shield.
The
elbow pads. You know what I mean? Go there prepared, boy. Wellies. Whatever's going on, I'm there. Whatever party's going on, I'm ready for it. You got wellies, tent, umbrella. You know what I mean?
Any weather of any type of party, festival, house party, just anything in between those two.
Lawn party.
That's lawn party, festival, and then everything
Anything
on the scale.
You're ready for anything in between, boy. That's the ultimate
Glow
flavor.
stick, fucking just whatever.
Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army knife. One of them
Tin
things around
food.
your neck.
Guys
Glow
got
thing,
tin food and
tin
dried,
food.
no non-perishables, boy. No, just bare
Snacks.
no fresh food.
No, just like
snacks and what?
Skittles and Chewits and all sorts. Just
ready for the weekend. That's gonna be a hardcore time when they go right. It's open because that's what people are waiting for.
Yeah.
They'll be like, it's like the hair.
Yeah.
You know, in that hair. And then you see them dogs run out, boy, them greyhounds. You're like, wow, bruv, they really want this shit.
They're waiting to be told that you are free.
Yeah.
Because that's what real freedom is that someone else tells you you're
yeah,
free.
Yeah.
That's how you
It's
know. You
kinda
only know
weird.
you're free because somebody told you you're free.
Or you
So-
believe you're free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's going to be the weird, like, oh, you feel all right now. Like, everything's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, they've said it.
They said I'm free. So, I'm free until they tell me I'm not.
Serious, boy. It's madness, man. Shout to Yarmore.
You're more.
Yarmore. Oh, yeah, you got to say it in Scottish accent. Yeah, Blackstreet, bruv. What? What? We haven't told you the lineup. All right, let's get this up, man.
Metro.
Metro Fest.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to? If you
Don't even. There's
you-
no. You ain't got to laugh at the name or nothing.
Have you got it, or do you want me to pull it up?
Have I got it? Yeah, I think I got it on the old Insta. Metro Fest, man. Listen, it's not games being played with this festival right here, boy. I think you had the large one, innit?
Yeah, the
one
full
with
full
the
lineup.
full lineup. The full lineup was crazy because there's a couple of people telling me, yeah, we're there for I think it was a Back to 95, mate. Oi, I'll tell you what, yeah, Back to 95.
Oh,
Told
is
you
there?
what, yeah, mate.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
wow.
Oi, it reminded me of back in 88, mate. Me, the fucking missus, the neighbour, his dog, do you know what I mean?
Well,
And some fucking squirrel.
nowadays it'd be. Have you ever heard of Doves, mate? No, you ain't heard of Doves, have you? No, because they're from back in the day. Doves.
They're from the olden days, mate. Do you know what I mean? Double dip
What
Doves,
do you all
mate.
have now?
Who's having it up, mate? Who's like, oi, oi, get in there. Oi, I'll tell you what, Jill. Yeah, boy.
Right, I've got it.
Oh, you found
Metro
it?
Fest. Hold on, let me just.
Metro Fest, fam.
Metro Fest.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to the Metro Fest lineup right here. Yeah, I'm going to try and get in touch with 279 as well because we got to do a catch up. I ain't spoke to him for a minute and some change, boy. And see what's up with this flavor of the month tent or stage. Hopefully it's a stage because it feels like it's going to be quite hot, boy. Not a tent.
Yeah.
Jeez, you know, it's a tent. It's like, oh, man, you look like at least, situate the airways in a way where you get some kind of draft. They're not going to do that. Though.
No, unless it's just pissing down instead.
That's true. When it's pissing down, that's when you want a tent because everyone's just going to run in there anyway, regardless. So it'd be jam out, and you can rock that mother lover, boy. Jeez, I'm telling you, next time I get on stage, bro, earth, wind, fire, brimstone, gas.
Oh, where's my? I thought I had it on
The globular, it's jelly, the bit that's in between water. And
where there's only. Right, I do know what you're talking about. I do. I just see it this morning.
you see?
Yeah.
Something you might not never know nothing about, mother
Yeah.
lovers. So, how can I ask them this question? Let's see if anyone gets it. What are the states of matter? That be right?
Yeah.
Dr. Digmund Freud, where are you? What are the standard sets of matter? I don't want to number it because that will give it away. Sets of, say, water? Yeah.
The state. Yeah, it's states. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the states?
What are the states of water? If anyone can answer that in the comments. Might go to the laboratory and find out. Just, go back and forth on a conversation about it. Yeah, Moore says, I always take fruit and chocolate to the rave. That's a good idea, man. Boy, it's stacked. You see? There's people that do it anyway. Fruit and chocolate.
I bet it's deep fried chocolate as well. Knowing Yamor if he's Scottish.
Deep fried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wondered how they managed to do the deep fried ice cream. Like,
Yeah.
that's a skill, nah? You got deep fried
dunno.
ice cream. It's like people Deep frying ice cream, though, you know, who came up with that? Who was like, yo, what if I get
Yeah,
ice cream, dip it in batter, and then just
someone.
flash, like, right.
No, you had to be by a fryer and eating ice cream at the same time.
They must have been
though.
high
And they were
as
just
well,
like,
though.
scoop it out and just went, oh no, just like throw it straight in.
Nah, you gotta be high, man. To go, yeah, I'll put it in the batter, though.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I
you-
mean. Yeah,
usually
you've got to be
you put
like, you've got to be
either-
near the batter. Or you
Yeah.
don't prepare something like that. Do you?
Yeah,
do you
that's
sort of do you think to yourself, next time I have ice cream, I'm going to make sure I've got batter there, and then all the fat frying already. And, yeah.
Someone was taking the piss, man.
Yeah.
They got to have been, and then people just like, yo, this is not bad though. It's ain't. It's weird. It's odd. But
Yeah.
it works,
Yeah.
and it feels wrong, so it's got to be right. You know, and then they moved on to Snickers. Like, someone was like, yo, someone was eating the Snickers. But you know what?
Yeah.
This could do some like oil,
Being-
just like
being-
yeah, this
This could
needs
do
straight
being
up oil.
melted
and
in
fried
hot
dough.
oil.
Is it dough? What the fuck is batter, man?
Something like pancake, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I guess it's kind of pancake though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's all this shit needs, man. If I'll finish it off.
this is nice. This
I'm gonna go to chip shop.
It was called Marathon back then, not Snickers.
Yeah,
Back in the day. This
yeah.
Marathon's nice, but my chin isn't dripping with fat when I eat it. I want, I need to have fat running down my chin while I'm trying to eat my Marathon.
Yeah, I want spots in the next couple of days. Just because marathon. Yo, that's some mad shit when you really think about it, man. And then deep fried pizza.
Yeah.
As if the pizza ain't doughy enough. You're like, nah, it just needs that extra little bit of dough. And I got the cheese. Yeah, I like the cheese. Don't get me wrong. Cheese is cool. Right. And the crust, I got a thick ass crust. Now I'm gonna wrap that shit up. It's some more dough.
It's the deep fried
Deep
chicken in
pan.
America. I know it's like a black thing, but it's got to have come from the Scottish,
What, the
surely. And in the South, I know it's like a southern thing, but
The deep fried chicken.
surely there's only one
What
nation
else?
that deep fries everything, and that's the Scottish.
Is it haggis as well? That's like, is haggis deep fried?
Oh, I think it's just either
Yeah,
baked
more.
in the oven or boiled or something. Yeah. When I've done it, I think I just put it in water in the oven in a tray and then boiled it.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is what I like these lot, man. You lot are involved, boy. So look, a few of you said what would have been normally said around the world, right? I'm just trying to read it at the same time, man. Sorry about that. So shout to Mr. Green in the house. IBMCs, salute. Boom Bap Sorcerer knows what's up. So he's saying, oh yeah, Moore said he's a healthy Scot. So yeah, that's good to hear, man. Because boy, that is like, boy, what the hell's going on there? Deep frying. What else would you deep fry? That's like, yo, let me deep fry this lard. I'll just batter it up. People used to eat lard, man. People don't realize that.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't know that, man. They used to make lard pies and all that.
Lard sandwiches.
Lard sandwich, imagine that. And it's probably like the whitest bread you could get.
Do you know what? At the moment,
Like,
that
it'd be
I'm trying to like balance out loads
The
of
what, bro?
macros. So
Yeah.
dripping would probably, or lard, what is it? It's called dripping. Isn't it? Yeah, that'd probably be a good when
way
you've got
to
your like carbs and your protein up.
get your
and
fats.
just like 60 grams of like lamb
Well
fat
hard.
from the side,
Yeah,
cold, just a bit of bread.
yeah, a bit of crust.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what. Oh, but yeah. So back to that. The whole thing about the states of water. So people are saying solid, liquid, gas, and solid. And then IBMCs knows what's up because he's saying plasma. Indeed, plasma is the fourth state, boom bap sorcerer. So this is good that people know this, man. Something you might not never know nothing about is that there's a fourth state. When you think about, okay, the human body is what do they say, about 70 something percent, 75% water,
Yeah.
right? But if you were to get, you know, like cut a piece of meat, you know, just like your thigh or whatever bit of muscle, and wring that, it wouldn't be water coming out, would it? It wouldn't be like what we class as water. It would be like a kind of gel, you know, kind of gunky, gluey substance, which, you know, we could say is plasma. And apparently that substance is also, you know, it has some level of sort of channeling energies, you know, like whether it be magnetic or electric energy. And that's, there's something that they're kind of discovering now. It's still quite a new thing, but it makes a lot of sense, man. So yeah, there's actually a fourth state of liquid that we never really get taught about. But it's always been there. I think people must have known that already. Do you know what I mean? That's one of the things that kind of not let us know about. But once you understand that, it's like, all right, you know, you get a better understanding of how your body may work, and how important it is as well to stay hydrated. You know what I mean? The right type of fluids.
Yeah.
As opposed to, what is it? Like the isotopes and, you know, all of this shit. They go, hey, drink this smart water. It's smarter than you because, you know, you just don't really get what it means to drink water. So here you go. Now you can feel smart. And remember.
Yeah. That's the revelation this week. So as well as the macros, I've got an app. It's a really good app that sorts out like your, you know, you just put in whatever food you're eating, you put it into the app, and then it gives you the readout, or you can type in the calories and fat, protein, carbohydrates, all this stuff. I'm just trying it out.
Yeah.
I'm not like sold on it all yet.
Yeah,
but,
you know what I mean? It's not like the cryptocurrency, you know what I mean? You're not sold on that, yeah? Are you?
Jams, yeah, well. Yeah. Jezza boy survived off of jam sandwiches for his whole life. So.
Oh, for real?
I still don't understand how you survive off of just.
Yeah, it's true.
And it tells you how much water you need to drink as well, and it's on like 3.1 liters, and I can't. There's no way I can. I've tried. I'll be drinking all day long. So I'm still. That's what that's about.
Jeez,
5 liters of water.
So you filled that up with 5 liters?
That had about 2.5 liters in it, and then I had another liter at work with me, you know, just for the whole day. So I've still got a bit left.
How long you been doing that?
This is my 3rd day.
Has it been like more trips to the?
No, I think I must be really dehydrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know why? That's why I think I got the nickname Dandruff.
Yeah, I think so as
well.
I was going to say Dandruff. That's probably where it came from, man.
Desiccated Dan.
Yeah.
That's what they should have called it.
Desiccated Dan. Yo. Yeah, that's hilarious, man. Isn't that desiccated coconut? It's like Christmas, man, when you at Dan's, man. Yeah, just go up there, just ask him to shake his head.
leave a bun in front of him, and then he'll ice the bun for you.
You lie on the floor in his bedroom, you can make an angel. Dandruff. Hey, yo, let me up, please. I want to build a snowman. Yeah. Boy. So, yeah, that's another thing. So, that's another thing to think about, man, is dehydration. I think they tell us, they tell everybody, think about this, they tell everybody that you should drink no less than 8 glasses of water a day. But you can drink just 6 and then drink tea or whatever. But I think you're meant to drink more, you know, and that app sounds like it's on point. Because it all depends on your size, your weight, age. You know, your age, how much water you...
what gender you identify as.
That probably does as well, man. What colour you are, your background, your foreground. Yeah, and so like, there's a lot of people, man, you know, majority of us are walking around chronically dehydrated. So it's important to get that water in because, like we're talking about, that fourth state is the plasma, and that's what keeps things moving in your body. That's what makes things happen, you know. So yeah, I think it's really important. Yeah, more saying the deep fried pizza is the bomb. Haggis isn't usually deep fried, but you can buy it from the chip here. Hey, I don't know if I've had haggis.
I
Haggis the
have
lamb?
haggis every year on Burns night. I have a haggis. Yeah.
What's Burns night? Some
Some
druidic
celebrate.
ritual.
You basically burn anything Scottish on that night. If you've got anything Scottish in your no, it's Rabbie Burns. He's a national hero of Scotland, poet and Scottish folk hero or whatever. So it's Burns night.
Burns night.
Yeah.
And
So
so
that's the traditional thing, I think. Have a haggis on Burns night. Yeah.
What is he like? How does he hold down the haggis side of things? Like, what's his? He sounds like haggis represents him as opposed to he represents haggis.
Yeah, I think it comes from he burnt a haggis, so it's Burns night. No, I don't know. Yeah, more might know more about it.
Let's have a look at this Burns night.
Burns night.
Yeah, it's funny, man. We have all these different celebrations, and you know, you might as well call them rituals because we do them every year.
Yeah.
At the same time, it ain't been working for them this year though, with all the lockdowns that have been going on. You know what I mean? They can't really get people too excited about anything.
No.
Did it open up for Halloween though? Or no?
I think there was like some extra lockdown on Halloween, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Wasn't
it
that
was-
like some date when they chose to be like, yeah, we're gonna. The same as this year, June the 21st. It's summer solstice.
Summer solstice. We have no, but we have now pushed it. The summer solstice is now in July. The whatever the fuck they said.
And did you notice they done their D-Day thing as well this year, the 6th of June, 6th of the 6th. So they done their G7 summit
Oh, it was
thing.
on 6th of the 6th?
I think it is either 6th of the 6th or day after 6, 7, G7. Yeah, well, that's it.
Yes, we shall keep doing these things until all of you realize.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Green said there is a fifth state. Speak up.
Yeah, Mr. Green is being a smart aleck.
Fifth state.
Of change is the fifth state. Caught you out. You didn't know about the fifth state.
The fifth state.
Yeah, the fifth state.
No, I don't know about the fifth state.
No, it's change.
I guess it is.
Change
isn't
is
it?
now. And now.
You know what?
And now.
Hey, I see what you're doing. All right, think about this. You've decided to wave your hand in it to do that, to go now. But did you really decide it? Because how did you decide? You know, you thought about doing it and you did it.
Did you though?
But what made you think
Yeah.
about doing it? Was that really you? Dandruff. Dandruff. You know, I've been working on my echoes, boy. Just in case, you know what I mean?
Hang on. It's true.
So, Rabbie Burns was a poet. He's a Scottish poet. We have the haggis. Then Cos Burns wrote a poem addressing the haggis. Oh, right.
Nice.
Oh, we have a haggis then. Cos Burns. I thought his name was Cos Burns, but he means because Burns. Ha ha ha.
His name's
Wrote a poem addressing the
Rabbie.
haggis.
Rabbie.
And the
Burns.
haggis is it's lamb, innit? Is it like that's the lamb intestines or
I
something
think it's
like
the stomach or something.
Stomach, yeah.
We've filled up with all the other bits of the lamb,
that?
except for the fur, the wool, and then
Yeah.
no eye. I don't think there's eyeballs in there, but I think there's everything else. And some
I know people that love eyeballs, by the way.
wheat, some sort of wheat. Really?
Yeah, like fish eyeballs. It's weird. Kind of weird. You know what I mean? I
Yeah, I think I've
ask
seen someone eat
why.
a fish eyeball before.
Yeah, fish eyeballs. I know someone that's like heavily into rooster's nuts. They're saying that it's a really good Viagra, like natural Viagra. Rooster's nuts. You know what I mean?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
Deep fried roosters nuts, mate.
Is that how they do them? You deep fry them?
Nah, I don't know.
Scottish.
I just think, yeah, the Scottish will do. Just throw it in the bat. I just flick it in the fryer for 2 minutes, bro. Flash fry.
Fry anything.
Nah, flash fry is shallow, innit? But what is it? It's like you
No,
dip it
is
in.
it? I think
Okay,
you must
that
have
is
to like
flash.
dip
That's
it
flash
right
as well.
in. Yeah. Yeah, you could flash fry an Easter egg. I had a cream egg once. I had a
battered cream egg?
Battered cream egg, yeah.
Is it?
At Easter. Yeah. Weren't very
What?
nice.
Battered cream egg.
Yeah.
Right, bro, that's
I've only had one. I'm only ever going to have one. It weren't great.
That's like mixing the wrong strains together, man. That
Yeah.
never works. You're like,
Yeah, not again.
fucking hell. That don't work, man.
Lamb stomach stuffed with offal, oats and spices. Yeah, that's what it was. Oats
that's
as
it.
well.
Yeah, see, I think I've had it, man. I think I've had it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's quite a meal. Like you feel like, because it's not just meat in there. It's got like the oats, and it's like got a spicy flavour to it. A bit, just
So it's
probably
like,
when they say spice in Scotland, they probably just mean pepper.
yeah, I
Probably.
mean, I wasn't gonna say nothing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Paprika, it's all spice at the end of the day.
They just mean black pepper.
Yeah, it's still it's spice. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, I
but
know. Yeah, but
just
or
throw
maybe
in a little
mustard
extra.
seeds or something, because people always forget that there was always mustard in Europe. They say that Europeans didn't enjoy spicy food. They always
Nah,
had
but mustard was there.
or
You
horseradish. Horseradish
Yeah.
is really hot.
could- Yeah.
Yeah, rooster's nuts. You like that one?
See it there? Rooster's nuts, man. You lot think it's a joke, but trust, man. Apparently, you know what I mean? Don't bother with all them. They got them juices. There's like these juices, man. A couple of my brothers get them. I'm like, right, bruv, really? Like them little cherry bloom and magnum, they're all these like little remedies for, just if you need to get the cucumber.
What? Just in you get them in the supermarket.
Yeah, you can get them in, corner shops and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you don't need to none of that. Just go to your local butchers and just ask them if they got any rooster's nuts. You know what I mean? They'll probably give them to you free because they ain't on the menu, innit? They ain't on the.
They're not. They're probably not selling a lot of them.
Yeah, they ain't selling no rooster's nuts, so you could probably get them for free. What? Wifey will be loving you. Hey, hey.
It just
She
instead of
gonna
the Viagra, just pop a couple of
Rooster's
deep fried
nuts.
roosters nuts.
Yeah.
Keep
grill, you
a
could
little-
grill them. You could do
grill
it.
them.
Like, I don't know if I would microwave them.
Nah.
Yeah.
While she's doing your gammon and chips, you just say, pop a couple of them
Rooster's nuts in
nuts in as well. It's your lucky night.
The something you could do is you could freeze them and then you could grate them on your omelette or something like that.
Yeah. That
Chicken
sounds,
and rooster.
yeah. Grated rooster nuts. Freeze them.
You'd be like, hey, I know it could have been earlier. It could have been a better time when you guys met, but you could have been in these. Who knows? But, hey, nah, it's fucked up, innit? Yeah, rooster's nuts, man. What is the world? What is the world coming to when they're like trying to make what rooster's nuts do in some lab somewhere, trying to play God?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Really, when they're there, you know what I mean? The rooster's dead.
No, well, not necessarily. Because there's something I
Oh,
heard
they
of
castrate
this week
roosters.
is the capon, which is a castrated rooster. So you get a cockerel.
Wow.
The French are known for doing it. You castrate a cockerel, and then it starts taking on all of the female characteristics. Like it grows the same comb as the female, and it starts like acting like a female. You just can't lay
Serious?
eggs.
By castrating it.
But the meat goes less gamey, so you can eat a capon. The meat of the capon you can eat. But you can't normally
because
eat.
they get more plump, innit? They're like, hey.
Yeah,
Jeez,
there's not
man.
so much testosterone. There's no testosterone
it's
going
all
around the meat.
estrogens.
So normally the testosterone meat of a cockerel is really strong and taste, too pungent to actually eat. So by cutting their knackers off, you basically create a sort of estrogenized,
Wow.
like a soy boy, but
Soy boy
chicken.
cockerel.
Soy.
Wow, that might
Yeah.
put people off rooster's nuts now because you know what I mean.
Yeah, but
You
at
don't
least
want-
no one's had to die to have your rooster's nuts.
Yeah, I guess
He
that's
hasn't.
true.
He didn't get his end away, but you might.
I
using
wonder
his
if they
nuts.
do they, do they go through the process as well? Do they understand what is going on, or are they just like, yo, I don't know why, but
What did they
I'm a
choose?
rooster.
Gender reassignment?
No, as it's happening, the nuts are off, so the rooster's like, oh boy, what the fuck's going on?
Well,
Do
I've
they
grown
like,
breasts.
yo, my nuts are gone? Yeah, and then do they realize like, oh shit, I'm starting to feel more feminine. I don't know, I'm starting to think about myself.
I
Does
don't
my
feel,
butt look big?
I just don't feel like crowing in
this
the morning.
pecking order, so where do I fit in on this pecking order? Ah, you know what I mean? They're like, yo, you ain't even, you're a fucking rooster. Yo, where your nuts at? They're like, shit. Oh, you might have to, all right, you start down there. You're down there because we don't know about you. Rooster just turned it. Easy Black Einstein in the building. Yo, that's right. So I didn't realize that's what was happening.
Yeah, apparently big in France, the capon, yeah. They love them.
Yeah, France, they don't play around. Bro.
Italy, France, Spain, they're the 3 biggest countries that castrate roosters or cockerels.
They're like, we ain't putting this to waste.
Yeah.
They can't put.
But if you was the farmer and they come around and they say, do you want me to castrate your cock? You'd be like,
You'd be like,
I'm
bro,
right.
Get off my goddamn grass. Get off my grass. Get off my collard greens, my mustard grass.
Yeah, that'd be fucked up. Wow. See, you learn something new every day, man. Something you might not never know nothing about. What they do to cockerels, to roosters.
What does you're
It's
more
torture, man.
saying, what does the rooster's nuts do to women?
Well, it depends
With
on
a
what
big
the...
think emoji.
Yeah, but that's a good point. I mean, I reckon it will get them roused up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a feeling, because, we're all the same, man. It's just like someone's been tucked in and someone's tucked out, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, if you look at the organs, they're pretty much, they match it, they line up, you know?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if something like that would, I don't know if it's necessarily a testosterone thing, but, they're nuts, so they
Maybe.
probably are, innit?
Yeah.
Isn't like Red Bull something like they've got some
That's bull's nuts.
something like that, or Bull's blood, is it? I guess
Oh,
that's why
I
it's
dunno.
Red Bull. Red,
I'm not sure.
Red blood from the bull.
Taurine, the thing is called, isn't it?
Taurine.
Taurine.
yeah.
Taurine.
I don't know whether what they've got in there is
Taurine.
actually, the real taurine, but probably isn't.
Taurine.
That's deep, man. Yeah, shout to the brothers in the building. Smash that like button.
Smash it.
What else? Subscribe. Yeah,
Share.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, share the jugglers. Yeah. So what happened this week? What have we got going on? Let's see. Oh.
Just get rid of that.
First of all, anyway,
Oh.
we all seen this shit. It's funny, man, when you're on Insta and all that, the amount of I know it all depends on who you're following, but it's funny when you go on there and then your timeline, the stream of your timeline, and then everyone kind of posted about the same thing. It was quite hilarious,
Mm.
Yeah, and this one was about the G7, G7 summit, or whatever you want to call it. The little Dukaki fest they had over there.
So do you think this is their sort of this is their sort of hype? They like to get themselves hyped up by getting it in the press, because they could not get it in the press. They could just have a blanket ban on anyone reporting on it. But do you think they sort of enjoy being in, this is our time to shine?
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Do you think they like that sort of thing of like, oh, look at me on the beach. There's a picture of me I ate an ice cream. I had an ice cream on the beach, and they took a picture of it, and it was in the papers. Look how good I looked.
Yeah.
Because they could keep it quiet, couldn't they?
I think they like to flash. They like to do a bit of, hey, look at me. Look at my bum.
Yeah.
They like to...
We're the world leaders. They keep saying it, world leaders. Well, that means we're the world leaders.
Yeah, I think it's
in charge of you.
it's quite a way to get people, it feels like it's all about, getting people riled up, getting people angry about something, whether it's not this, it's that, or the third, and this is another way to do it. It feels like they're just poking and prodding with any way they can. And taking them pictures and the whole thing about the fact that, they're meant to be, it's just like, people fly in and then they're meant to stay and they're meant to quarantine or whatever, and then they get to go out. It's like 2 weeks or whatever, 10 days or whatever it is. And then the fact that they're not doing it, it's like, right, that's already, and so people are going to get angry about that though. Because
they're not following the
they're
not following the guidelines.
Yeah, you're not following the guidelines that I've been following because
I'm a hall monitor.
I'm a participant in this. And it's like, yo, you don't even realize like they're playing around with you. It's not even worth getting angry. You kind of have to laugh at the fact that they can do that. They know that cameras are running. Do you know what I mean? And so when they're all patting each other's backs and, staying close or walking around close, and then it's like, oh, okay, now the cameras are on, so let's stand apart. Like, they know what's going on.
Yeah.
And they're even showing you that you can't do nothing about it. Think about all the shit that has been unearthed since, even back in 9/11 days and all that. Before then.
Yeah.
All the shit that's been unearthed that's come to fruition, that's come to like, oh shit, that was real. That weren't just like some theory that people had or whatever. And then nothing has ever happened to anyone. Nothing, no one ever gets done for anything. All the shit that they get away with, nothing ever happens. No one's, the only people that do get done or get killed are the ones that we find out actually were there to retaliate and actually made to look bad. They made to look like they were the evil villain or that's what we end up finding out. But man, to see all that go on, I was just like, yeah, of course they're going to do that, man. And they're loving it, like the bottom line is people don't need to be afraid, and they're proving it by these videos that you're seeing. You should look at it like, oh, how is that? What's going on through their mind? Like, come on, what's her name? Lizzie. Lizzie's out there all just, you know what I mean? See her busting a little move. I swear there's music. She's all trying to move the, a hip replacement. She's trying to make sure a hip replacement didn't get out of sync, boy. Yeah, man. So, but, I don't know what else. Like, they're showing it to you. They're telling you, not in the way that you want them to tell you that you'd understand it, but that is literally telling
their
you.
Way. That's their mental way of telling you,
Their sick, sadistic way of telling you you've been fooled.
Have you got something to? Have you got anything to show? Did you have something screen share or anything? You was gonna.
Oh yeah, we was gonna try this. Hold on. So wait, let me get this. I get the pictures up now. Basically, what we're looking at here. So this is the next step up, guys. This is the next level of. Oh right, we can do this now. Every week, we told you we're going to try our best to move on up this ladder of podcasting, of putting out material that is worthy of your viewing. And hopefully, you know what I mean, we're getting there, bit by bit. Wait, so let me just sort this out. Yeah, so anyway, bit by bit. So now what we've worked out is that we can screen share. Do you know what I mean? But wait, let me get this right though before. Oh. Yeah, it's a funny world, man, when we got to deal with this now. I was saying to people, right, you're in the movie now, you know that, innit? You're in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I know you don't want to, it's hard for people to accept it, but you are in the movie now, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not. So here, we got this. All right, let's see if it works. Ladies and gentlemen.
Have you shared your screen? Have you clicked share screen?
Wait, let me just, I knew it was something that I needed to, hold on. Right, so I can do that. Start sharing.
Share my screen.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen right here. So is my screen shared? Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah. That's it.
It's a beautiful scene.
Red arrows.
What do you see
Right.
there? Is there anything?
Chemtrail. Apart from the chemtrails.
Oh, do you reckon this was at the end? This whole top right was at the end.
Well, after they'd laid all the chemtrails down, you can see all the chemtrails above them. Yeah, so perhaps they'd laid it all down first. What they're showing us is that the red arrows have been laying down chemtrails forever, since the 70s, whenever they started doing their displays.
Red arrows, you know what I mean? Well, if they're red, they're gonna be covered in blood, aren't they?
Yeah.
Red arrows.
Acid
Well-
is acid more in the chat. That's different to your more, is it? Acid more.
Yeah, it looks like it. Why aren't you down at Love Down Commune, mate? What's in Love Down Commune? I didn't hear about that, man. I didn't get the invite. You know what I mean? That's why we're here doing this, because we don't get invites
Yeah.
nowhere. I'd be
Yeah.
anywhere. If I said to people, look, if you got something on, you want someone to perform, I'm there, bruv. I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't subscribe to any of this madness going on, this clown world movie that's going on here. So, yeah, let me know, bro. Let me know. What? But a commune, there's a syllable in there. I'm not too sure I'm interested.
Acid more. Is it the same person? In before gematria.
Could be.
In before gematria.
So what you got is these lot staring at this shit, yeah?
Gematria. Oh yeah, here they all are. So this is them looking at the red arrows.
Where's
Yeah.
Lizzie? She's not there, is she?
Nah.
Nah, but this is them all, you know, keeping themselves safe and far apart from each other in order not to cause any trouble, any havoc. You know what I mean? Have some mad outbreak. As you can see
Wow,
there.
yeah,
Leaders,
people from
top leaders,
literally
man.
all over the world standing next to each other, not worried.
Super spreaders, mate.
Yeah. That should inspire anybody to go and meet up with people from 6 different parts of the world and just get together.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, they're showing you, like, bruv, you lot have been played. Look at us. You know what I mean? They're actually showing you. That's the crazy thing, but only those with eyes to see will see it, unfortunately.
Oh, so acid more isn't the same as your more.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
Right,
it is.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah. Interesting. There's
you're
a bit of a
more than
trend.
you're
I'm seeing
more.
a trend.
Is that, like, are they related by any chance?
I'm
Basically,
going to say no.
nope. Yeah. That's what's going on. You know what I mean?
Masters, Slate. Yeah, there you go. Wait, all those people waiting for their freedom.
Waiting
Waiting to
told.
be
What?
free.
How do you? No, it's got to the point where, like, how are you? When do you understand that it's okay? Like, what? I don't think, like, do you know what I mean? Even if my man said, like, okay, everybody, it's fine now, we're back to normal, and go back to work, people will still be like, yeah, well, I don't know, I don't trust him.
Yeah, they
Like, I don't
will.
think people
'cause-
even
yeah,
trust,
No,
you know?
they will because they already. There's a lot of people that already don't like Boris Johnson anyway, so they wouldn't trust him if he said. So they didn't trust him at the beginning, and then when he said we don't want to do any sort of lockdown stuff, right at the very beginning when he was like, I think we'll take a herd immunity, please, and they was like, wrong answer. No, you won't. You
bruv,
take the
come
fucking
with me,
lockdowns like everyone
yeah,
else.
Yeah.
And so if he now said, right, lockdown's all over, everyone can go back out again, a whole load of people would just be like, nah, I don't trust him.
It's
Well,
already getting like that, isn't
It's
it?
been
as well?
16 months of people like this. A lot of people are starting to become just institutionalized to the whole idea of wearing a mask for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Which is what they've pushed, haven't they? Pushed this idea that like you're probably going to have to wear a mask every winter forever.
Every
Even if you have a
day.
vaccine.
They're doing it all
Even
now.
if you have
like-
the vaccine, don't matter. You're still going to need to wear a mask.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's already been set in stone now for a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah.
The commandments have been
Yeah.
set in stone. Moses is
Yeah.
like, yo, Hancock. I was just like, yeah, with the 2 tablets.
Yeah. Just etch
Stay at home.
a new one in there.
What's it called? They had their stupid little slogans in it.
What?
Space,
Space,
something.
hands, face, space.
Hands, face, face.
There's hands, face, space,
Hands,
and then
space,
they
space.
added, and don't forget to leave a window open. Just like hands, face, space, and don't forget to leave your window open.
Boy, hopefully people wake up, man. But, you know, you can see it there. And I didn't really, so what, you know, I was trying to work out what is this whole G7 thing really about? Like, what are they doing when they're meeting up? You know, so we went to the PPC. I'll let you figure out what that means. They're saying that, so the G7 group, like a group of 7, is an organization of the world's 7 largest so-called advanced economies. Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and UK, alongside the United States. Russia joined in 1998, creating the GB, but was excluded in 2014 for its takeover of Crimea. Yeah. Thanks for letting us know that. We needed, you know, you planted that little seed. Oh, Russia, yeah, of course.
Remember, Russia's
You know.
baddie.
And then they also say, funny enough, you know, mentioning one baddie, you might as well mention another one. China has never been a member. Despite its large economy and having the world's biggest population, its relatively low level of wealth per person means it is not seen as the advanced economy in the way that G7 members are. Yeah. Representatives from the European Union are present, while India, South Korea, and Australia have also been invited this year. In Cornwall. Go down to Cornwall, boy. Jeez. What does that mean, huh? Down where the pirates are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And something else is weird has been going on, isn't it? Speaking of like pirates and whatnot and going out to sea. It's kind of been strange anyway, and funny that it would happen now as well. But as you can see here, it's just a bunch of people coming together. Who we got? These beautiful people. Look at these beautiful souls. Oh, man. It's sad times, man. You got this bunch.
Who have we got? Is your screen, is it locked or something?
Oh, is it locked?
I don't know. Still looking at
Okay.
masters, slaves at the moment.
Oh, yes, of course. Masters, slaves. Oh, here we go. Yeah, all right. So, yeah. You see, you're stepping it up a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, there you go. It's changed. Right. This is the Rogues Gallery.
Oh. Oh, so, yeah. Yeah, anyway. Look at these souls. Look at them. Don't they look ready to look after all of us? To help us get to a better place? Don't they? Look at my man's forehead.
See Emmanuel Macron get slapped the other day, did you? Did you see it?
Nah.
I'll try and find it.
Nah, I didn't see it. Play this video. That video that I sent you.
That's in, hang on.
Oh, did it?
The YouTube one. You got G7,
Oh no,
BBC, and then
it
there's
was
a
the two
YouTube
that,
one.
It was the 2 that I sent you. One of them was the little kid talking about this whole thing, which is hilarious.
Might be this one.
It's not the big guy. It's the little guy. Yeah, man. Oh,
No.
okay, so
Not
not Yerma, Yerma. I still got to get it right, man. I still can't get the. I don't feel like I'm giving his name justice. Yerma. So we got Yedma and Acid Ma. Yeah, we'll work it out, man. Shout out to the people locked in, man. We appreciate you, mother lovers. We're going to start speaking to some guests soon, you know what I mean? Talk about some good old times, talk about what's to come, obviously talk about the present. But yeah, I want to speak to a few of my friends. Obviously what I got to do is just start building this up a bit more, getting more subscribers, getting more viewers in. So you know how it is with this industrial juggling. It's not like everyone's like that, but it's nice to be able to say, yo, jump on this and let's have a chat. And them knowing that, you know what I mean, they are getting more than just a chat out of it. Because that's how the world is, man. You know what I mean? So do spread the word, man, because people have been asking me to do this type of stuff for a while. You know, I've always felt like, I don't know if people really want to hear what I've got to say because I'm a bit out there, a bit differente. But it seems like, there's people are coming around now. They're kind of like realizing you have to expand your mind a little bit more, man. Eat bit by bit, each and every time. Don't ever think you can stop learning because that's not what this life is about. You never get to a point where you know everything. Do you know what I mean? And you probably never will. But I do feel like it's our due diligence to kind of get to that state. Do you know what I mean? Where anything that we don't understand, we make sure that it becomes the opposite, in a matter of time. Acid Moore, are you a nationalist? I'm not none of this, man. I'm not. Don't give me no labels, boy. I'm not with no one.
I am Acid Moore.
He is a she for a start. All right, sorry. Oh man, I messed up there. Yeah, Moore is a she. Right, that's messed up all that time. Shout out to you, Moore. We appreciate you, and sorry for mixing that up. I thought you was gonna get into the whole, what's it called? The ID politics with the he and the she thing there, but
He is a she for a start. PMS, premenstrual something or other. That's what I read. When I read it first, I was just like, PMS. He is a she for a start. PMS.
He was like, yeah, man. Anyway, boy, at least we know now it's safe to go out. These lot have let us know. From that type of picture where, there's videos and all that, where these lot are hugging up, I think it's time people understand it's safe to be out there. You don't need no mask anymore. You know what I mean? If you're worried, then keep your distance, but please stop breathing on yourself. What does the G7 do? Throughout the year, ministers, it's funny that they're called ministers, isn't it? The priest class, people that used to run this, or probably still do run this, are called the priest class, and our leaders, especially here, are called ministers. So it says, throughout the year, ministers and officials from the member countries hold meetings, form agreements, and publish joint statements on global events. What does that mean when they're saying that? When they're saying they hold meetings, form agreements, and publish joint statements on global events. What? Okay, but what do they do though? You just said like the actions these are the actions. What exactly?
In a democracy, you'd think that means they do absolutely nothing, because you'd think that in a democracy, actually people are the ones who make those decisions. If it was some kind of democracy. And then ahead of this year's summit, G7 finance ministers agreed to make multinational companies pay more tax. So isn't that down to us as well again, or is that they're just they've got all their decisions that they want to make? Yeah.
Bastardos. So the agenda this year, a dinner at the Eden Project.
Ooh.
On Friday night, the Eden Project.
Followed by a show by Dodie or whatever her name. What was her name? Dido.
Oh, Dido.
No, but that's what I imagine. The sort of thing they say is like, "Oh, can we book someone to play for us?" Like who? Well, like Dido or someone. You just think,
yeah. Dido. Okay.
I wonder. They must have things like music there, and
they rave it up. Just them.
Yeah,
that awkward the awkward like work party, the work dude.
Don't.
Where
I
it's
can't.
like
The picture you just showed of all those people. Imagine those people.
the awkward work dude, like Usher in the background. Yeah, dun 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 dun. They're like, right. See the queen try to bop her head a little bit. Just thinking about, okay, so maybe that's it. Yeah, just looking around, like, oh yeah, this is.
I went to a rich person's wedding once, right? In Brussels, and everyone had to pay to go over there to the wedding and all this. And her dad was a solicitor for the EU in Brussels, based in Brussels. And so I just thought when I got there, I was on my way there, and I was talking to who I was going with, saying, "Do you think they're just going to have like a tape recorder when we get in there? Because it weren't in a church; it was in a library. So we're going to have just a tape recorder." Playing some tracks they both like, you know, it's both in the industry, both music industry people, you know, both got different tastes in music. I was thinking, how are they gonna represent both their different tastes in music in a library with all their family and friends there?
Yeah, library.
It's like a, you know, antique library
okay.
type building, you know, and then. So I got in there because I was thinking about this all the way there and talking about it. And like, how are they going to do it? Oh, yeah. Because they've got such different tastes. So, and we got in there and it was a cello player. Like different level to a completely different level to what I'd imagined. You know, I was thinking like a tape recorder because I'm used to that sort of wedding. Tape recorder, some music that you both like.
Yeah.
And we got in and there was like a person with a cello playing and all that. And I just couldn't stop laughing for about the first 10 minutes of being in there, surrounded by people who didn't appreciate laughing. They were so serious about it, and it was really...
It's fun times.
Just complete shock. So I imagine that's what they're like, you know. We're talking about them putting some Usher on, having a DJ who's like... okay, this is the last song now. Coming up here. You know,
It'll be R&B.
Who's put your hands in the air if you've enjoying
Hashtag.
yourself. Yeah, don't forget you can hashtag me whatever tracks you want to play tonight.
Yeah, that's what it'll be it.
You know, but probably not.
Oh,
probably
man.
like fucking four opera singers and a 15-piece orchestra instead.
Yeah,
That's what they're. I reckon.
Yeah. Jeez, man. They're partying it up, so we might as well start partying it up. That's what I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You could just watch the
fucking broadcast.
broadcast.
What of the what do you call it? The G7.
What of their party? They got a video of their party.
No, allow that, man. I ain't trying to watch that, bruv.
No.
We must do it sitting there watching. You know what I mean? Boris Johnson trying to body pop and shit. Boris Johnson body popping. You're too crazy.
Right. So is those videos you sent over? Was it the?
Yeah, there was one. Yeah, there was one hilarious one, man.
All right, let me just get them up.
Your Twitter feed will suggest you have it all figured out. No, it wouldn't. No one has anything all figured out. We're all still learning, man. You know, it's just a shame not everybody wants to learn. And I get it now as well, man. We're all from different worlds in a way, you know. Like, we all think differently. So for some, you know, it's easier to just carry on with how things are or where they're going. Where for others, you know, I think if you're searching for the truth, you know, don't stop, man. Like, we never stop.
No.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't think, man. I don't think, like, I've got it all figured out at all, man. Like, to be honest, I feel like in the last year, I've learnt way more than school's ever taught me. Do you know what I mean? That really matters to me.
Yeah. It's been a big year for, like, actual picking up stuff that actually matters rather than just other bullshit.
Yeah, I think it takes time, man.
Saved them.
It takes time for you to really kind of figure out who you are anyway, with all of, like, and where you are in all of this. You know, finding out who you are, you know where you are in all of this. And then after that is like figuring, just trying to work on your remedies, like in what ways you can sort of navigate through this world. Yeah, I really want to chat to. There's a few people I want to chat to because it'll be interesting to get their take on how the last year and a half or whatever has been for them. But I think everyone's seen it in a different light, in their own, and have been dealing with it in their own way. But none of us have really, like I've said, we never really got to talk about it with each other, which I think is kind of important, whether we, agree or not on the way we feel. I think it's still important, especially with people who can understand. Like, you don't have to agree, but you can still be cool. You know what I mean? Like, the people where it's like, you believe this, so you do. It's like, okay, you're already trapped in that world. Until you can come out of that world of us against them, me against you, him, all of that stuff, like the labels and all that. You know what I mean? Then it's good to start talking because it's better, you get a better gist of, okay, where people are coming from, and it's not smeared with the, the feelings. It's like people get carried away with how they feel. It's like, it's just the feeling, bruv. Calm down, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't let it eat you up because there's better places to be using that type of energy, or better things to be using that type of energy on, in my opinion. It's getting all serious now, man.
Well, that's a bit. It is just opinion. So if people are upset about other people's opinions, then you just need to fucking dry your fanny.
Yeah, we've all been there, man. We've all been there, like for real. We've all been there where and this is what I'm saying about the social networking. Is like, bruv, it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous where you end up in arguments that they go on throughout the whole day. They can go on for 2-3 days, back and forth. No, and then a third of the argument is actually the argument. The rest of it is just you going, no, you said this, and then I said that. Like referring back to the argument.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell, man? People are nuts out here, But you can't blame them. I can't blame him. Like, I totally get it, man. Like, we've all been duped in some way or another, whether we want to believe it or not.
Just arguing with people is something that you can waste the whole day. You can waste more than a day doing it.
Yeah,
I remember making a comment on like a Kamala Harris video once, and had about 300 replies.
Is it?
Yeah, it's amazing. But they all so annoyed. They all wanted me to like argue with them and blah. But it's not my fault they can't take a joke. I was only joking.
Yeah.
But all these people, obviously, they take it so serious. Everything they read online, they take it. They're just extremely online people. That everything that is online is the truth, reality, all the rest of it. When actually it's the opposite way around. Everything online is just. It's like a hyper version of what they had before, which is that everything's there to wind you up, which is what they had on telly before, and that's what adverts do. Adverts are just there to just create. They use adverts now to just wind people up, don't they? That's what adverts are for.
Yeah.
I think so.
Part winding up and part sensationalizing as well.
Yeah.
But there's definitely like some form of
that's how you sell something.
Programming in there as well. It's weird, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Was it what's his name? Is it Edward Bernays? Was he the guy who came up with the idea that if you famous people or beautiful people with a product sells it more? Was it him?
He done the women with the cigarettes on the Independence Day or something, didn't he? Where in the 1920s, where he had women turn up, and all at the same time, because smoking was frowned upon for women, so women weren't really allowed to smoke in the 1920s or whatever it was. And he had a bunch of socialite women turn up at the Independence Day ceremony, festivities, and at the same time they all lit up a cigarette, and then they said they're torches of freedom. They represent women's freedom, and then that basically created the thing in women's minds that like smoking means I'm liberated.
Yeah.
And so then once they put that in your head, you can't get it back out again, really, because the two have been linked, you know, because he was Freud's nephew, wasn't he?
That's it. Yeah,
so
and he actually used Freud's work to manipulate the masses, and here we are now.
Here we are
with all your famous mother lovers.
All the adverts around you are just, and people always say this thing, oh yeah, but advertising don't work. Well, why do they spend billions of pounds on advertising if it doesn't work? Do you not think companies would know that it doesn't work if it didn't work? Obviously it works. People just think because one advert doesn't work on them, all the other adverts don't work on them. You know, but you're getting advertised to all the time.
You don't even realize it.
Not anymore. How many times do you hear about a book or a album or something, and then someone tells you about it, and then in the next couple of days it starts popping up on your screen somehow, or people start talking about it on Facebook, or it comes on the radio. Before, we knew about it because they used to put a poster up down your street, down the end of your street, that said this album's coming out on this date, and then you'd start seeing the campaign. You'd hear it on the radio. They'd talk about so-and-so's new album, and then they'd do interviews, and you get the whole sort of like carnival of promotion. But now it's much more subtle. People think they're discovering things themselves, but actually there's like tens of millions of people being pushed it at the same time.
Yeah.
Basically, isn't it? I mean,
that's there's a whole nother level of it now. Like the thing about who was it? It was like, it's like, I feel like Tyler the Creator and Wiz Khalifa, and there was this thing about that they were actually signed already to their labels, but what the labels would do would make them, you know, seem independent. And then that way, as they're building up their followership, you know, they would be like, look, here's whatever cash, and do these mixtapes or do these underground little bits and bobs, or, you know, build this kind of crew or whatever. And then through that, because people are supporting you, you know, like they're buying into you, and then next minute you're signed. It's like, yo, because of us, they're signed. Yes, we won, man. Yes, we won. So you got full on support off the back of that. And then, you know, you start to flourish off. And man, this is, you know, it's one of them jokes. It's a similar thing though, where just get them somehow, some way involved, and they don't realize like the amount of people that drink or drink the juices that you see promoted on TV, or like, you know, wearing the gums, or, you know, there's different things here and there that you're like, right, oh, actually that shit does work. Like you're saying, subliminally, people might not realize, but I think one major thing is that you feel like you can trust that brand. Like, you know, there's some prestige in having, you know, so when you look at like a Gucci advert, it's never really, you know, it's always like one or two here and there. It always seems like it's exclusive, and, oh, you'd only see that in this sort of magazine, or on this, you know, whether you see it on any channels, I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting how that shit works. It's not the same as what it was before. And I think, you know, the powers that be, or the powers that shouldn't be, they know how to move with the times. They're like, all right, people are reacting this way to this sort of thing, or, you know, what's the census here? Now they've got the whole, you know, cookies thing, which I think is way more, it's way deeper than we even think.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Like
definitely.
the fact that there's such a thing about it, like, oh, you don't realize it's actually building.
Building a picture.
Yeah, it's building a picture for sure.
But not just of you, it's building those same pictures of other people, and then based on your choices and their choices, it's then making other choices for you. So you're only going to see certain feeds because other people who they think are like you only look at those feeds as well. So it starts saying, you know, like YouTube. You only get now, out of, say you're following 100 channels on YouTube, you're only seeing like hardcore 10 of them.
The same
over
ones,
and over again. And then it's trying to throw you new stuff.
Yeah, I'm
like
always
the amount of times I get like Jordan B. Peterson videos. Like if I just leave a videos playing, within 2 videos, Jordan B. Peterson. It's like it wants me to watch. This is this is what you're about.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're. This is.
Are you sure?
This is you. This is what you should be watching. You know,
And the same
it's-
thing pop up again like
It-
2 weeks later. Like, wow, really?
If I
Like,
just leave it on, it just eventually ends up on the same video. So they're trying to guide you. It's not random then, is it?
Yeah, it's quite amazing now, man, where on one side you kind of like that, like, oh yeah, you're offering me stuff that I would like. That's good. I prefer that than all the shit I don't like. But then on the other hand, it's like, oh, you really think you know me? Like, you're starting to get to know who I am and what, you know, the moments when I want to see these sort of things. And yeah, and that's when it gets a bit creepy. But I think it's going to be a slow process for people to just slowly get used to that idea. Like, oh, it's not that bad. What's the big thing? Like, I felt like that with the opt-out thing with the NHS. I was like, boy, I haven't been there for ages. I don't really see what the big deal is, but I'm probably making a mistake thinking that, you know? I don't know. Yeah, but it's interesting, man.
The other thing is that the
suggestion.
the things that they're sort of their whole idea that you have to like build up models of who people are is based on, or quite clearly is based on, their lack of understanding of actual humans. So you can see why people might think that these people are lizards or whatever. You know, some people have crazy ideas about the elites and all this stuff. But you can see why.
Cold-blooded.
Because they're trying to build models of people. Just fucking talk to us. If you want to know what we're about, just come round and fucking talk to me. But they have just got no... But when you see them interacting with people, they're just awkward. All of them.
Yeah,
They're just awkward. Don't know how to be around actual people. They just know how to be around other lizards or other like.
Yes.
You see the G7, the G7 summit now. There's some people over there. I think they're watching us.
Yeah.
You know,
It's awkward, isn't it?
I'm gonna have ice cream. I think at the beach.
Yes. The cameras. Hello.
The big tongue.
We got some weird ass people running this world, man. Weird ass people. It's like, who chose you? Like, who the fuck chose you for real?
Other people just like them. Other people just like them. They other people who don't like people chose them as well. You know.
All right, but what I don't get.
Essentially, they are like misanthropists, I suppose.
But I thought the people like them were the 1%.
Yeah.
So how were they getting their votes?
It's,
Dun, dun,
sorry. It's not.
Another
It's
case
not.
for Maestro investigates.
It's not a democracy. Sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I mean,
don't
the
think
thing
it
is,
ever was.
I wouldn't care if it wasn't, but as long as I know that's what it is,
Yeah.
I just want to know what it is. If it's not a democracy, then make it obvious to me, and then
Leave me alone.
somebody could maybe, because before democracies you had just like kings and emperors and all this stuff, but at least with them, you know, another man with better ideas could come along, gather together a group of people, and they just go and cut his head off, and then like they replace him with another person who's better, and then they could only rule with like they were sort of in fear of the idea that like people would rise up and one day depose them, you know. So there was some sort of, you know, control to it all in a way.
But then lost control, man.
Well, they got corrupted by smaller and smaller groups of people that were paying them to influence them and all the rest of it. You know.
Lobbying.
Basically, that's it. It was
Lobbying.
like a medieval lobbying.
Yeah. It's crazy,
And
isn't
that
it?
ended with replacing all these people with parliaments and republics, and then that's when you get. It's much harder to get rid of 623 people in the Houses of Parliament than it is to just get rid of one. So you've got like a hydra, like a multi-headed beast in the Houses of Parliament. So that's why they prefer parliaments to monarchies and to just like out and out dictatorships. They don't like dictatorships. I don't know if you've noticed. They always seem to. They don't seem to like dictatorships.
Yeah.
They don't mind potato chips.
Nah, but dictatorships.
Yeah.
It's a mad world, man. But boy, we're lucky to be here. I feel like we're lucky to be here, man, to witness this, to be in this live movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to all the people locked in. Something you might not never know nothing about. Right, where we at now? Oh, okay. Oh, man. Time just flies now.
It
It's
does,
weird how
yeah.
there ain't shit to do, but time just flies. It's crazy, boy.
We've touched on G8, G7, G6.
G5, 4,
Where was
3.
this?
Oh, man.
Video.
So someone passed me this. What was it, on Monday or something like that? And that was just
let me
like,
bring that up.
how real is this, man? Yeah, let's see if we can throw it up there.
Can you share my just share my screen, please?
Oh, do I have to unshare?
No, that's right. You're done. I'll just do an impression.
Right now I'm going to share my screen. Guys, you may not get that because it's kind of an inside joke, so yeah. Bull chips. Yeah, bull chips for real. Here's a load of bull chips.
Is that on the wrong? So is it not updated yet?
What's that?
The screen, is that the screen share? Is that the one you want to share?
Oh, no. I thought you had it there.
Oh, hang on. What are we going for?
For the, oh, yeah, the anti-gravity.
Oh, did you just have it up?
Yeah, I think I did, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. We're getting used to this screen sharing thing, you know what I mean? Something you might not never know nothing about. You always got to work around it. Start learning as you go along. We told you we'll step it up. All right, so I'm here. Yeah, I was going to say play the YouTube video because off mine it's kind of...
Right.
It's a bit jittery, but I can read off this. It's amazing, man. Things that, you know what I mean? You just think about like how many different bits of technology from how far back as well. We have no idea what was going on 2,000, 4,000, 6,000 years ago. Do you know what I mean? And then things like this happen so recent and we never hear about it, but it seems like there's some truth to it, man. So I was like, yo, this is something you might not never know nothing about. Shout out to Victor Grebennikov.
Right, let's see if this
Let's
is
see,
it.
I'm sure some of you lot have probably heard of him as well, because we got some smart-ass mother lovers out there.
Grebennikov was kind of a non-conventional scientist. He was an entomologist, did a lot of
Right,
work
let me just pause that a minute and then I'll get it
Pause.
up full screen.
Yeah. But this shit right here, we're talking about anti-gravity. Anti-gravity spacecrafts. But what was really interesting is anti-gravity technology. Huh?
Sorry, I'm just talking to myself,
Oh,
trying
sorry,
to get
man.
this capture done. Carry on.
Anti-gravity technology hidden in nature. Do you know what I mean? Which is, I find it interesting because what I've come to learn is that science, like the true science, original science, was the study of nature. So that's why you've got terms like medical science, you know, and you know, there are different forms of science. It isn't just like science is one thing, and you know, over the years it's changed. But this guy was looking at nature and started to notice how certain insects moved. Look at him. Look at his face.
See if that works.
It's a man named Grebennikov from Russia.
Grebennikov.
Grebennikov was kind of a non-conventional scientist. He was an entomologist, did a lot of work with bugs,
Entomologist.
entomology. And his favorite thing was to go out into the steppes of Russia and into the various outer hinterlands and camp out in the summers and study his favorite subject. And on one of these expeditions, he started seeing some weird effects.
Yes,
This is all explained in great detail on the AchilleNet site if you type in Grebennikov and his flying box or gravity platform. But anyhow, the result of this was to show that he found a certain bug that didn't fly, it levitated. And this was, he'd put this bug into a little vial or something, and he saw this vial jumping up off the lab table, jumping up and down. And of course, this is patently impossible based on any type of normal physics. So he got into this, and he found out that the bug wings themselves were creating an anti-gravity phenomena under certain conditions. And of course, what we have here, if you analyze, I think I found the bug. It's actually a beetle. And if you analyze this bug structure, you see a hexagonal pyramid structure array throughout the entire bottom wing of this bug. Turns out that beetles have two wings. The top wing is called a wing cover, and what the beetle does is it lifts this wing cover up, and then it flips out its lower wings, or inner wings. Now the bug cover protects the inner wings, but when it gets excited or something, it flips these other wings out, and it flaps these other wings, and the inner wings flap a little, and this beetle goes gyrating around. They can't fly very good, but they sure levitate great, I guess. And anyway, he took a whole bunch of these bug wings, and he glued them to like a Venetia blind structure, and he put it into a little platform he built. So they were all, these bug wings were all covered in here. And he used I theorize he used the wing covers as well as the inner wing itself. There's also a kind of a handlebar on this thing with some controls. You can see the thing a little better here in detail.
Masonic symbol
The
there.
controls, I think, had to be manipulated continuously and probably vibrated to create the same action that the bug was doing. There was also down at the base some kind of a lever, which I suspect controlled the amount of lift he was getting out of this thing. Anyway, Grebennikov claimed that he could fly this thing or levitate it, and it would go around at almost 1,000 miles an hour. Now you ask, how can that happen?
What?
You know, well, he said that there was an energy field that built up around this thing due to this gravity field building up in the platform, and by this thing building up, it built out a force field that basically surrounded him and protected him from the local environment. So even though he was flying at 1,000 miles an hour, you could go, you could be wearing your Sunday best suit and not get it flutter a bit at 1,000 miles an hour. I'm not sure I'd want to stand on something going 1,000 miles an hour that's 2 feet square. But this picture here shows him sitting on the ground. And these pictures are much better if you get on the AchilleNet site. This is the platform with him on it about 3 to 6 feet above the ground, because here's the shadow here down below. Now you could say this is all faked, but if you get into the other things he did with shape, they almost mirror the stuff that I discovered, and it proves, I guess, that there's either two crazy people in the world, or there's two people that have found the same discoveries. So I think that this is a valid phenomena, and I'll show you why. Next slide is a micrograph that I took of a beetle inner wing. This is at 100x. If you look closely at this thing, you can see rows of bumps all along the bottom of this wing, and each row is staggered from the next row next to it, and this is all over the surface of the bottom of the wing. Now, I don't know of any aerodynamic surface that has bumps all over the bottom to help it fly better. If you blow this up to 430x, you can start to see some of this microstructure of the cells that form where these bumps are. The next slide, at 970x, you start to see what these bumps that stick up are. They're hairs, look like hairs or fibers that grow out of the center of these hexagonal cells. And of course, this harkens back to my basic shape power discovery, is that each one of these, because of their shape going down to a point, is creating a magnetic field. And remember, a magnetic field is a rotating piece of vortex in the ether.
In the ether, baby. Oh, you see that there? That's nuts, man. I mean, obviously, we don't know how true that is. You know what I mean? It could be all a load of rubbish, but it's interesting to know. I mean, I think there's something to it. I think there's something there. You know what I mean? I don't know what, but when you see hexagonal shapes, you know, there's a lot of sacred shit that goes down with that. So I'm sure there's something.
Yeah.
And then it's interesting that it was the scarab beetle as well that that he discovered had this, you know, this thing going on. But yeah, man, so it's about time. We might as well do it, man. Someone build one of these so we could get the fuck off this planet, boy. Let's go 1,000 miles, 1,000 miles an hour somewhere else, you know what I mean? Anti-gravity. So for many years, humans have been on a quest to understand the secrets of hyperdimensional physics and uncover the secrets of anti-gravity. Numerous scientists consider anti-gravity technology to be the holy grail of the 21st century. We're soon there, D, I'm telling you. A single technology that will radically transform human civilization. Shout out to my cousin. I know he'd want one of these. One of these hoverboards. If you man it, my cousin Joe, he'll definitely want one of these, man. Yeah. He's like a gadget freak. So that such technology is possible is supported by the innumerable UFO videos and sightings all around the planet. Recently, even the United States Navy disclosed the mysterious footage of a UFO encountered by U.S. Navy pilots. It's funny how it's always, you know, part of the crew that see it. Yeah. The man them said they saw. Right, it's your man. Did anyone else though outside of the man them see it? No, it's only the man them that saw it. All right, we believe you. So the man them weren't the ones messing around with it. No, they just saw it. Just like what, like the other 200 times. Fucking hell, boy. Where we at? According to official data, NASA started its research on anti-gravity technology in 1992. They considered that a device built around a superconductor and a magnet can shield an object from gravity. Declassified documents, however, show that the United States began their anti-gravity research much earlier, as far as back as 1950s, when many people believe that after the notorious Roswell UFO crash in 1947, the US government began spending billions of dollars on reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology.
That's where I always jump off that point.
Yeah, that's where they lost me.
Once you start talking about Roswell.
By the way,
once Roswell comes up, I'm just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, see how they took it away from the Beatles? Yeah. They're like, yeah, but you know what I mean? Aliens from outer space.
Yeah.
You'd never be able to reach them, but we can.
And they only come here to crash.
Yeah. They're just crashing.
Come all this way.
No,
they built a ship that could come all this way, but it couldn't stop at the end, the very last bit.
Yeah. Nah.
Aliens don't crash. If you crash, you're not an alien.
Aliens just probe.
They're just a normal human if you crash. If you crash things, you're just a human testing something out.
Yeah.
Aliens don't crash. You can come all that way and crash.
Well, it's interesting when they say aliens are among us. You know, they probably are. Like, someone's alien to where they are. It's simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty simple, man. But somehow we forget it. But yeah, I can't wait to get one of these boards, put it that way. I think I'll dress up in a dung beetle suit, hold a ball of shit around with
like
me.
Get Jeff Goldblum's the fly, do all the boils and all that on the face.
The fly, boy. Yo, before I forget, shout out to the Panda, Kush Family Collective. You know what I mean? That last bit of layer cake is there and it's doing me right, I must say. So salute, shout out to Bermsterdam and the crew. But yeah, The Fly, I remember I was with Mama Mice, I was in Atlanta visiting family, and I think The Fly had come out, but I was way too young to be able to go and watch it. But for some reason, they managed to get me into the into the cinema to watch it. Man, I was shitting myself, boy. And that night, got home and it was thunder and all that. Jesus, man, yo. The Fly. What's his name? Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time
Yeah.
I see him, man, I just want to punch him in his face. Boy.
What, for that
The
film?
nightmares. Yeah, man.
Well, not
that
for
shit.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, boy. Jurassic Park, yeah. He's them films. It's weird, isn't it, how many shit films there are, like, compared to good
We
films.
should do film reviews.
You reckon?
We should do a film review.
Yeah, I don't know. People, leave a comment if you reckon man would do decent film reviews. I mean, certain films, I'd have to watch them, yeah, like we watched them,
Yeah.
and bam,
Yeah.
write down a few notes.
A few notes, yeah.
Spoilers, bare spoilers. Put
Yeah,
hashtag bare
just all
spoilers.
spoilers. Just do a
Yeah.
spoiler review.
Straight up.
We just review the end of the film.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Rupciano P says happy birthday Tupac. Was it Tupac's birthday today?
Oh, is it Tupac's birthday?
Yeah.
Jeez, happy birthday, Tupac, man. Legend. Damn, man. Time just goes around quick, boy. Yeah.
It only seems like
nuts.
this time last year it was his last birthday thing.
Yeah, Pudum, I guess.
Yogis in India are meant to be able to levitate.
Yeah, they're meant to be able to do a bunch of shit, man, but at least let us see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let us see it. There's-
Can they levitate? Can yogis in England levitate, or is it just India?
In India.
India's got some gravitational mountains or something. Is there some sort of terrain that you go to levitate?
Are they
Does it have to
sitting
be
on
on
a-
a hill? Does it have to be over crystals? Does it have to be over salt in the hills, or salt's a crystal, obviously. So is it something to do with structures beneath the hill that creates a sort of
Vortex.
why do you have churches on hills? Why are all these sort of spiritual places on hills? And what is it about
is it about
hills? We
hills?
know they have chalk in them. They have salt in in hills,
So,
places
yeah,
like
yeah.
Salzburg or Salisbury in England. All these places with
Salisbury.
salt in the name.
Have they?
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Salisbury Plains. It's big plain covered in. It's basically salt underneath it.
The crystal.
Yeah.
The crystals.
Does that help? Does that somehow help the levitation? Is there something? Is it distorting the field or something?
Yeah, because there is an element of energy that's passed through crystals.
Exactly. Yeah. So esoteric energy. But you know what I thought you was going to show when I said I'd already seen something about this today about gravity. It was about the how there's no such thing as gravity.
Yeah.
It's just to do with density and
buoyancy.
Yeah. And that even air is a form of water essentially. So it's a gas. You got, as you were saying earlier, the 4 states, and then everything's moving in those states or falling down in those states.
So like the gas can become, or the vapor can become thicker or thinner, and depending on that is how everything in it or around it reacts.
Well, the same as if you drop something in water, that's what we are, but in air. So when you're sticking to the ground, you're just dropping down to the ground. So it's not gravity, it's just things
nothing
falling through
pulling you.
media. So
It's
water
funny
and
because-
air are just a media, or a medium.
Yeah,
Water
because
is the medium.
you don't feel like you're being pulled to the ground.
No.
But it's so weird, isn't it? Because, you kind of, all your life, you're thinking, oh, yeah, gravity, this is how everything works. But then there's this other point of view, which kind of makes sense because it's more or less, I wouldn't say saying the same thing, but it's more or less explaining just in a different way how things are falling. And what's interesting is that, it kind of, there's a thing about the air, the air's a bit thick here. It's a bit hard to breathe. It's, there's
Cut the air with a knife.
Yeah, you can cut the air with. Yeah, you can cut it with a blade. Attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
people are
Yeah.
like, yeah, and so, like, I wonder if there is something to that. Then the fact that they're saying, you know, the buoyancy in the air. Sometimes the air is thicker, so you can't see as far. As well as like things, was it something to do with things fall down slower or something like that? Not maybe not that, but I think I might be chatting shit there. But there was something else that I was like, okay, yeah, you know, nowadays you just got to be open, man. Whether it's right or wrong, you don't know, but you search for the truth and what makes sense to you. Do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't be surprised. The amount of stuff that has been unearthed, you know, like I was saying.
All these things are just built on other things that weren't really necessarily true. So
Yeah,
you know,
but then it's like, for what reason then would they say, okay, so I guess the gravity thing has come from the flat earthers? Cause it's
yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
the only problem that I'm not mentioning.
Yeah. So it's because like, oh, how are you underneath? And then, well,
Yeah.
because gravity. No, that's a lie. Yeah, I don't know. With all of that stuff, man, I feel like the only way you ever really know something is real, is reality, is truth, is when you've either done it or you've seen it with your own eyes. You know, until then, it's just you've
Everything
read
else
it
is
or someone's told you.
speculation.
Yeah, speculation. So you can't really, you know, even if they said, no, I've seen it, he's like, okay, but I need to, because what you're seeing might not look the same to me. You know what I mean? So it's tricky with that whole world, the FEers. Yeah. It would be good to get someone who's, you know, well versed in it to explain everything.
A flat earther. Yeah,
like
there's
a
no
flat earther.
shortage. Yeah, you'll find them.
There's a bunch of them in it.
Yeah.
But not the erratic ones, not the crazy
No,
ass,
you
like,
don't want someone who's
got,
going to...
yeah.
No.
Nah, it's, you know. But yeah, I think I don't blame people for thinking it's a possibility, especially when there's so much info now to kind of, you know, support that argument. But at the same time, until you can 100% prove it with your own, you like what I'm saying, then it's still up in the air. So the passion...
No pun
people,
intended.
like, yeah. We're still up in the air. Where the fuck are we, baby? I
Talking
think
of
we're
up
at
in
the
the air.
end.
We're at the end words.
The
I
end,
mean,
the end
the
words.
end words, yeah.
The
This
end
segment,
word.
this segment's called the end word.
The end word. Shout out to Mr. Green, Ma. Shout out to, I like this name, man, Rupciano P. Jeez, what a name right there. Yes, and happy birthday to Tupac. Yo, we're going to try and chat to some guests next week. So make sure you tune in. Spread the word as well. Let people know, man. Something you might not never know nothing about. A lot of people are baffled with what that hashtag is. But that's exactly what it is. It's something you might not never know nothing about unless you can get it. You know what I mean? My name is MYSDIGGI. I got my brother here, Dan DNA.
Goodbye.
Saying
No, this is the end, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's, you know what I mean? It's midnight. There's a lot of people that got to go work tomorrow. I kind of got a word from someone who's like, yeah, you should try and get out a bit earlier. We're trying to do the 9 o'clock, but obviously when we're like, okay, we got to add a little new spice, then it drags on a bit. So I do apologize for all the mother lovers out there. And shout out to the people that's tuning in after. We appreciate you lot as well. You know what I mean? But slowly but surely, we're getting this thing together. Like we said, we got the studio available for anyone out there. It's in the West London region. Hit us up if you want to, do you know what I mean? Come through. You can see, you get a little gist of what's going on. We can set up decks over there now. You know what I mean? Even if you want to come and just, you can do a live link up to whatever, station or outlet you're on. It's available for that as well. Do get in touch. As well as your own. If you wanted to do a weekly something, then let us know. As you can see, everything's set up in an order where we can move around as well.
We've got a green screen wall. We've got telly on the other wall. Decks behind us. There's a vocal. There's even a vocal booth in here that you could do. You could do like live performances, which. Yeah.
Mr. Green, man.
Mr. Green, can we turn Dan's mic off next week?
Easy. Yes, man. Shout to you more. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, mother lovers, locking in. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to all the crew. KFC. I'm not talking about the greasy chicken either. You lot look after yourselves this week, man. And you know what I mean? Make sure you lock in next week. Please spread the word. We should be talking to some interesting people very soon. You know what I mean? We just got to get the numbers up, do what we're supposed to do.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, shout out to DNA, man. He's really hooked up this.
I'll be talking less if we get guests. So
Yeah,
Mr. Green, Mr. Green
just-
can get his dream.
He's cracking joke, man. It's all good, man. You know what I mean? We're ready for all of that. You lot can talk about my 4 eyes or my shiny forehead if you want. You know what I mean? It's all good. Shout out to Black Einstein. Peace, mother lovers. Make sure you lock in next week. And we love you, bitches.